Shalom. This is an emergency broadcast alert giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai Ba'ashim Rikakadash, in whom we are in great debt. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, continue doing so, standing firm in the eyes of terror, who I learned this truth from. To the elders, the bishops, Akim and Aquab, salutations and blessings to the house of David. We are the hopeful elect. This is your brother Quasion with another quick one. And if you don't know by now, you've been warned time and time again that your enemy will feed you garbage, the foul food.
Eat the chicken. This is it for chicken. If this word come across your timeline, this word comes across your page, take heed. You're saying it for a reason.
Now, in reality, you know they've been making synthetic meat. And me and mine, we make, well, I know Apostle Tahar has been saying, stop eating bread. But if you can make your own bread, because if you can't stop eating bread, you should make your own bread. Because in reality, we were built, that way that we crave bread. And, it's important that we should make our own bread, because although there might be, somewhat decent quality of flour, you can still make your own decent bread instead of just buying, this bread that is polluted with stuff. So check this out. I'm gonna leave it there for a minute because 3D printed. This is why I only buy chicken that has bone. And yes, Esau Edom can go as far as creating clones of chickens, and he can actually do certain things, but that would be more expensive, so it would, I think it would be easier just to give you pumped up chicken, So this guy was caught on camera. He works for Campbell Company, right? So they're putting synthetic chicken in these cans. This is what I'm saying, I stopped eating processed foods for a long time, now. I tried to make my own, and I sincerely have to say that, if you're going to buy like ground meat, you must go to a butcher where they grind their own, they ground their own meat. They have the machine and they put their meats through there. That these meats are being cut off bone, etc., etc. You must pay that extra $1.
That recording and what the company is saying about it.
We have shit for poor people. Who buys our shit? I don't buy
about it.
We have shit for poor people. Who buys our shit? I don't buy these products barely anymore. So healthy. Now that I know what the is.
I mean, so bioengineering vegetables. They are vegetables because what happens is that rubber burns like hell. You know that. If something doesn't burn, it's because of the content of water in it. Now, they might have something else in it that we cannot explain, but what you're going to see is kind of normal, but the ends should have taken flame. All right, the ends on a regular cabbage should have taken some sort of flame.
Powder once in a way.
Like you see there, so that's normal. Cabbage is not supposed to burn like paper. I don't know what he's trying to say or explain, but yeah. And like I said, cabbage has a lot of water, unless if it's dried, you know, like if you have it in the refrigerator for a while. Because if you buy it fresh, it's not going to burn. Only the dry parts is going to burn. So yeah, this is a bad example.
We bought this at.
All right, so she says she bought it at Costco, right? Costco have meat with bones. I've never seen. Let me see. Let me make sure. Well, give me a second. Well, see, they cut off where she bought it off. But when you go to Costco, which I'm not gonna hide it, they do not sell meat without the fat. All right, they don't sell clean meat like that. They have the either if it's no bone, okay, no bone, but it has all the fat. They don't clean the meat for you. All right. But this is weird because meat in general is not supposed to be stringy like that.
In Nashville yesterday. What the heck? Have you ever? Are we getting fake meat already? Because
now the truth is that I have seen this can happen to chicken, but old chicken, like chicken that's been frozen and defroze and froze again a couple of times, making sure that it doesn't go bad. This can happen to the chicken.
And weirder.
Okay, is it me? I've never seen chicken stringy like this. Like,
so this can happen to chicken, like I said, because of the different temperatures. Okay, because I know this is hard to mimic. All right, this is hard to copy. This is hard to what is the word? 3D print. This line in the middle of the chicken. There's a nerve that runs through the middle of the thigh, or not the thigh, the breast. Salakia. This is what I mean about buying stuff in stores. This is definitely totally different from buying fresh. Okay, so yeah.
Bourbon, like, ain't this supposed to like break? What's going on here? Our chicken ain't real, bro. What?
Pull it apart.
Bro, this shit is tough. This
What?
chicken ain't.
Yeah, okay. And this is what I'm talking about. Already prepared chicken. And maybe she bought it and she doesn't know what she bought, but yeah. Chicken can be glued together just like red meat.
Weird. This is supposed to be chicken. I think this is that Frankenfood again. That don't look right.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yep, and chicken's not supposed to look like that. So this is 3D printed meat, okay? 3D printed steak. This does not look like the meat I usually buy. You can tell the difference, man. If you take the time to look through the plastic, you can actually see the difference. No matter what he says, you can actually see a difference.
Printed steak from Redefined Meat that is meaty and fibrous, just like real meat, but 100% vegan. And I'm going to stick it in a Club Mexicana taco. I mean, it looks meaty. It smells meaty. It's got the layers of protein and fat that you would find in meat. It smells disgusting. So I'm going to be open-minded.
All right, so first he says it smells meaty, then it smells disgusting. And then he's going to try it. This is the problem with our people. You know, they're willing to try anything. I don't know if you noticed, but no bones. Have you noticed no bones?
Chicken from Target, and no, I did not put forks in it, even though it looks like it. And look how it's boiling, like they injected it with something. It's actually a big chicken breast, but like
that we know they've been injecting chickens for a very long time. You can't avoid that. What you can avoid is buying the fake food, the Franken meat, by just making sure it has bones.
nah, something right with the chicken, y'all.
I got at a steakhouse in Weatherford on my way to a cattle sale in Kansas. I should have never.
You seen the way he's peeling at it? That's glued meat. Meat does not peel away in that manner. It don't leave like some resin even after you cook it.
Known at first because it's really hard to get an 8-ounce fillet that's truly a fillet because they just don't get that big in animals very often.
So for you people who like to go out, eat out, you know, you got a big surprise coming to you. That I don't eat out. I don't eat in these stores, these restaurants, these whatever that's cooked or in a can is a big no-no. I'd rather just wait till I get home and eat what I have made for me, what I made myself, regardless. If I didn't make anything that day, I'm going to eat whatever I have left over. So when you're getting stuff like this, you better make sure you read those cans, the ingredients they put in there before you actually eat it. Because what? Esau, Edom, so-called white man, will tell you. But he also will set limits because he knows that you're not going to go out of your way to get the good stuff. Excuse the background noise. Salakia. This is Ezekiel 4 verse 13. And the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. And we were scattered to the four corners of the earth, and we were enslaved by Esau Edom, and we're still enslaved. And guess what? This is what we eat. Most of us can have better choices than others, but yeah, it's up to Yahweh Shem Yahushai if you have the understanding and the ability to make these choices.
States that none of the funds made available by this act may be used to fund any grant related to any transgenic edible. Does the term transgenic edible vaccine sound far-fetched? Well, it's not.
University of California, Riverside has already perfected the ability to put human into our lettuce right now. Also, tomato.
Most concerned about right now.
So I think the biggest fear that we have right now is back in early January, they came out with EIDs, electronic identification tags, and they were trying to make it mandatory for all beef and bison producers in the US. So you had to put a microchip in your cattle's ear that sent off tracking. They're going to know exactly where it's at. Yeah. It's going to be able to track.
Oh snap, I didn't even know this video was going to go into this, which it leads to the MOTB. Revelations 13 verse 16, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive you heard him, their right hand or in their forehead, and that no man might buy or sell, say he had you heard him, or the name of the beast of the number of his name. And here is wisdom, let him that has understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600. There 66. And if you look around, everything has a barcode that ends up in 3 6s. And what Esau Edom, so-called white man, has done is create a beast system, and it goes by a certain number, which you know which is the number, which I just read to you. And It's a printing label right now, but soon it's going to be digitally embedded.
What you've been putting into the animal, how old it is, what feed it's gotten, etc., etc. Public shut it down. They got a bunch of pushback from it. A couple months later, we have the bird flu going around in dairy cattle, which we've never had a case of bird flu transfer from a chicken to an animal like that as a cow, and then transfer from a cow to a human. And so after this bird flu comes out, we have a big push for mandatory electronic identification tag. So if you don't have your cattle electronic identification tagged, they can turn you away, and there goes your entire cattle operation.
And that's what happens with humanity. If you're not going along with the system and you don't get yours, your shit is going to be turned off. So it says here, hospital have quietly reclassified the waters as biogenics, allowing without consent, right? How should I put it? The jump shot without consent. That's what it is. Okay? So what happens, the human body is it sort of like adapts to certain conditions, and it craves certain things. So if you would put it in the environment, the body will crave it. So it would be easy to give to you even if you are not aware or consent.
Product being developed is edible. These are food products like tomatoes and other things which can have the effect when you eat them. And now a group of Chinese scientists has found that they can relay using cow's milk.
So what they're telling you, so if you don't understand what they're saying, is that you don't need to get the jump shot now. You can directly get it through food. So yeah, you must pray to Yahweh Shai that when you buy food, that you can be protected from these things. So listen carefully, because I'm not going to play any more. This is getting a little too much for, I suppose, YouTube's guidelines. So listen carefully.
Is that even legal to do in the state of Tennessee, to sell those with a
You're right. I'm not arguing that point. What I'm saying is there is no law deeming those that when you go into a grocery store, you should know as a consumer, this head of lettuce is a head of lettuce. The head of lettuce right next to it could contain in it. All we're saying is if it does have the in it, make sure it's listed as a pharmaceutical so people can get the proper dosage.
So, damn. So yeah, as I was saying before, you know, you have to be careful, but the only way you can be careful and be ready is by praying Yahweh and Yahushai before you go into the store, right? Because, for instance, there's near where I go, there's a store where I shop, and they have an organic section, and an organic section, and they have regular food, and then they have a mix of produce. They have a number. You have to know what those numbers mean. That way you can have you can judge correctly in what you're going to ingest. With my experience and knowledge that I have gathered because of Yahweh and Yahushai, buy with numbers. You gotta buy something with numbers. Look for something that says 93, the beginning two numbers 93 or 47. those would be the best choices. That's all I have for now. Oh, and make your own bread. It only takes like 15 minutes to get all these ingredients together. You can go to a health food store and get, organic flour. There are a variety of flours that you can buy. And you don't have to put yeast if you don't want. There is a different type of yeast that you can actually use for making bread. So all you have to do is go out and make your own choices, and just don't rely on what you buy. Faith goes a long way when you are practicing righteous acts. You have to pay attention to what you practice. You can't just say, "Oh, I am this," and you don't follow through, man. Anyways, that's all I have for now. Shalom.